Greetings, Royals. It is Constance with QueenlyMe.com, your place for tips and inspiration on learning love and pursuing that purpose the right way. Okay? Have you ever in your life heard of a thing called autophobia? Autophobia is something that a lot of single women are actually severely suffering from, and it is the fear of being alone. Yes, it is an actual thing with an actual name because it's real out here. So many women are forsaking their standards and the desires of their dream relationship simply to ensure that they don't spend their life in singleness. And although it kind of sounds like it right now, last time I checked, singleness was not a disease, okay? And if you are suffering in your single life, it's not because you're alone. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You might have a bigger, deeper issue on your hands. I'm just gonna give it to you straight because that's what I'm here to do. That's what I've always promised to do. So here you go. It's gonna be like ripping off a Band-Aid, so just brace yourself. Our autophobia comes from the fact that we don't like our lives. We are not fulfilled. We don't think the life that we're living right now is good enough. And for whatever reason, we think a relationship, a husband, we think that is going to make our lives all better. And it's not. If you are afraid to be alone, if you think it's better to sacrifice what you want and need out of your relationships, if you have convinced yourself that what you desire doesn't exist and you should just settle for what's good enough, then you should take that as a huge flashing sign that you are not currently living your life like you should. Singleness is often appreciated when it's too late. We as singles are always looking at married couples and we're envious of them, but little do we know they are looking at us, those people who are married, who didn't take full advantage of their single season, are envious of us because we have that freedom and we have that chance and they can't go back. Even if they're completely happy in their marriage, sometimes they have regrets about spending their single season waiting and wishing and hoping for the next thing instead of just living in the moment and appreciating everything that came with being single. So it's not the lack of love in your life that's keeping you from living your best life. It's the fact that you're not living your life purposefully. Our relationship is only going to be an extension of our current life. So if you spend your single season waiting, wishing, and settling, you're going to spend your marriage waiting, wishing, and settling. Things don't just magically disappear whenever you go from being single to being married. No, marriage is a magnifying glass. So whatever issues you're experiencing as a single, those are only going to come up to the surface and be magnified when you're married. But that is a whole nother video. That ain't what we talking about today. I want to give you 3 reasons why being alone is so much better than settling in your relationships. Number 1, settling makes you resentful and bitter. First of all, who wants to be that? That is so not cute. Settling sharpens your focus on what you are not getting. And it magnifies those things to where you can't even see the good that your relationship is bringing because what you're not getting is blocking your vision of it. So you'll end up unintentionally forcing or manipulating the other person to become what they never were. You become the bully in your relationship, and that person, unfortunately, is going to become your punching bag, whether that's done outright or whether it's in passive aggressiveness. It's still aggression. And then pretty soon, every sentence that you say to them is going to start with, why can't you just blah, blah, blah? You never da, da, da. Why is it so hard for you to just boom, boom, boom? No. Number 2, settling hinders your whole life's purpose. Your purpose is the scale by which to measure all of your relationships by. God predestined our purpose before he even pieced us together. And I am willing to bet that God is so intentional that around that same time, he predestined the people that we would need in our lives in order to accomplish that purpose as well. So when you settle for what's available instead of what's aligned with your purpose, the very thing that you were created to do goes undone. And you will never, ever, ever be fulfilled and happy if you are not pursuing the reason why you exist, your purpose. Number 3, settling gives love a bad name. Yes, it does. The reason why so many people are comfortable settling is because we see it happen so much. And you have to think about the fact that your relationship is going to be visible to other people and it's going to teach them something about love. Every time we see someone's relationship, it teaches us something about love. And if you settle in your relationships, you are teaching people that that's okay, that it's required in order to not spend your life alone, that it's just a part of the process. That's just what comes along. You're never going to get what you want, so you might as well settle for what's there, for what's good enough. And I don't know about you, but me personally, I would rather have my successful single life speak for me instead of having my relationship be a symbol of compromised standards and desires as a result of fear. You don't need a husband, a boyfriend, a baby in order to be completely fulfilled. You can be fulfilled all on your own. You were created as a complete being when God created you. Yes, we have desires and we want them fulfilled, and that is okay. It's great to have desires. It's ideal to have desires, but many singles are extremists. Either we're all the way over here, we don't want anything to do with love and relationships, we swear it off, we duck and dodge it, we avoid it like the plague, or we're all the way over here and we're completely obsessed with it. We're desperate for it. We're thirsty for it. And we can't even manage to be happy where we are. So we have to learn that healthy balance between being truly content and fulfilled in our current season while preparing and pursuing the things that we desire, so that when it comes into our life, we're ready for them and we don't have any regrets, any shoulda, coulda, wouldas. We used our time to our advantage. We took full advantage of it, and we can go forward to the next thing, like free and clear. And we're not constantly looking back over our shoulder like, I wonder what would have happened. Oh, I wish I had a little more time. I wish I didn't rush things. Like, the worst thing to have in life is regrets. You don't want to do that. So let's take full advantage of our single season. Let's not be afraid to be alone forever. We're creating these situations and perpetuating these situations in our lives. Like, it was either Peter or Paul. Listen, go read it for yourself in the Bible, where he says, the thing I fear the most has come upon me. We have a tendency to perpetuate those things simply by our perspectives. You can't live beyond your thoughts. So if you are constantly in fear, like it's never going to happen, I might as well settle, then that's exactly what's going to happen, because that is what you're putting out there. Those are the seeds that you're sowing, so that's the harvest that you're going to reap. But what I want you to do is really trust God with your future relationship. Put it in His hands, because if you continue to try to make it happen, you're never going to experience all that He has for you. You're only going to get what you're able to scrape up. You don't want that to be what you get after waiting for so long and praying and preparing. You want the best. You want what God has for you. So don't operate in fear in your singleness, because you're going to be operating in fear in your marriage. That's why your single season is so important, because the seeds that you sow right now are only going to grow later on. It's not going to be a complete disconnect, like I'm not single anymore. All that is gone. All that is different. Now I am married and I am this person and this is what it's going to be and this is how it's going to be. It's going to be perfect and we're going to do this. No, Okay? Your single life is going to follow you into your married life. That's why you can't just be YOLOing it in your singleness. You have to be intentional. Okay. So if this helped you in any way, like, comment, share it, and subscribe so that I know I'm on the right track and I can do videos on a similar topic. If there's anything that I've said in this video that you kind of want me to elaborate on, just let me know and I can make a whole separate video on just that point. You can follow Queenly Me on Instagram at queenly.me, and you can join other singles who are trying to pursue this purpose while preparing for the relationships of their dreams. A lot of times we don't get the things that we desire because we are not putting ourselves in the right atmosphere and getting around the right people who are going in that direction. So if you want to connect with people who are going where you're going and they have similar desires, then join us at queenly.me. And you can follow me on Instagram at Constance D. Gordon. Never hesitate to shoot me a DM. I'm always asking you guys what you're struggling with, what you're frustrated about when it comes to purpose and relationships. And I guarantee you that if you let me know what it is, I'm going to have a video up about it. Trust me. I already have like 4 topics on standby that I'm working on at one time because of the feedback that I've been getting. Also, if you think that the message that Queenly Me is spreading is worth sharing, I pray that you will go and visit our online store at queenlyme.com/shop, because 100% of the profits that we get from your purchases helps us to create better content and to expand our reach to the people like you who need and want what we have to offer. Thank you guys so much for watching. The Queenly Me brand page is still fairly new, but I've been getting so much love on there and I've connected with so many amazing people, so I'm really excited about that. And I really just thank you guys because none of this is possible without you. But thank you for watching. I will see you same place next time.